Look around you. Everything you see, the buildings, the roads, the lights, even the life you're living right now, was once just a thought. A quiet moment in someone's mind, a simple what if, that years later became a city, a technology, a way of life. The mind is the power that makes the unseen visible. Every idea, every belief, every fear, they are the building blocks of the future. Just as a sculptor shapes stone, you shape reality with your thoughts. But the difference often remains invisible, because a person rarely realizes what they've created in their own mind, until much later. Reality is the silent echo of your thoughts. Whatever you carry within, you see reflected in the world around you. Someone who believes they're unlucky can't see opportunities. Someone who doesn't believe in themselves can't see their potential. But someone who carries light within can find direction even in the darkest room. Maybe what you've always believed to be real was just the product of your thoughts. Pause for a moment and think. What if the life you're living now is the result of a single sentence you once said years ago? What if every time you said, "I can't," you were actually turning away from a new possibility? The mind is like a seed. Whatever you plant, you will eventually harvest. When you plant negativity, fear, and doubt, darkness takes root in your life. But when you plant faith, vision, and hope, your world takes on an entirely new color. That's why life doesn't shape you, you shape life. Whatever fills your mind, your future will follow. This city, this technology, this life, once they were only dreams. And maybe right now, in your own mind, the first spark of a new reality is being born. This is no coincidence, it's the power of your mind. The mind is like a projector. Every thought you hold inside is reflected outward as an image. It's like watching a movie, but this time, you're not the viewer, you're the director. The camera is in your hands, and the script is written by you. And most of the time, without even realizing it, you keep replaying the same scenes over and over again. If your mind is filled with fear, you'll see threats everywhere. If it's filled with doubt, every opportunity will look like a risk. But if your mind is filled with possibilities, then walls become doors and obstacles become guides. Because reality is the reflection of your inner focus. Someone who constantly sees themselves as a failure unconsciously seeks failure. But someone who believes in success naturally begins to notice opportunities. This isn't a coincidence, it's simply how the brain works. The mind constantly looks for evidence to support what you believe in. This is called selective perception. Whatever you think about, you start to notice more of it. Let's say one day you think, "I'm unlucky." Throughout that day, every negative event will seem like proof of that belief. Yet on a day when you believe luck is on your side, the same events will pass as mere coincidences. The mind builds filters, and those filters either color your world or darken it. Thoughts are like lenses. A small shift can change the entire view. The difference between saying, "I can't do it," and "How can I do it?" is more than just words. It's a life philosophy. Because in one case, the door closes, in the other, possibilities open. Changing reality isn't about forcing the outside world. It's about reorganizing the inside. Everything you think unconsciously directs your energy. Negative thoughts are like black smoke that cloud your vision. Positive thoughts are like a lantern lighting your way. And that's why some people grow up under the same conditions, yet live completely different lives. The difference lies in what they focus on. One person's mind fixates on what's missing, while another's mind magnifies possibilities. Reality behaves according to what you think, because as you think, it takes shape. Anyone who wants to change the world must first change their thoughts. Because thoughts are seeds, emotions are the water that nourishes them, and actions are the fruit that grows from that tree. Whatever you think today, you'll meet it again tomorrow. So be mindful, every thought is like a construction project. And your mindset is your strongest architect. Talking about the mind may sound abstract, but in truth, it's all within the realm of science. Your brain produces a physical response to everything you think. Each time a thought arises, millions of neurons in your brain communicate with one another. These electrical signals are like tiny lightning bolts, and every new thought opens a new path in your brain. The more often you repeat a thought, the stronger that connection becomes. So in reality, the mind is a system that rewires itself every single day. Neuroscience explains it this way: the brain makes the thoughts you use often permanent and erases the ones you don't. That's why someone who keeps saying, "I can't succeed," strengthens their failure circuits. But someone who says, "I'll try," programs their brain to find solutions. The difference may seem small, but it completely changes the future. The brain can't distinguish between thought and reality. Even when you only imagine something, it reacts as if it were really happening. That's why a fearful thought can make your heart race, and recalling a happy memory can bring a smile to your face. There's no boundary between the mind and the body. When one changes, the other responds instantly. There's a part of the brain called the reticular activation system. It decides which signals to notice among millions of inputs. If you tell yourself, "I'm a failure," your brain searches only for signs of failure. But if you say, "I'm looking for opportunities," the world suddenly fills with signals pointing the way. That's why some people see luck everywhere, while others, in the same place, notice nothing but darkness. Reality isn't fixed. Your brain reshapes it depending on where you direct your focus. As one scientist said, "The mind doesn't show you the world as it is, it shows you the world as you believe it to be." This awareness is a person's greatest power, because when you manage your thoughts, you reprogram your brain. Each time you say, "I can't," one connection closes. Each time you say, "I can," a new pathway opens. And those pathways build up again and again until they define who you are. If you want to change your reality, you must change your thinking habits. Because your mind is an invisible architect, building your future every single day. Choose your thoughts carefully, because your brain is waiting to turn them into reality. Now you know something important. You're shaping reality not outside, but within. Your thoughts, your emotions, and your words, they are invisible brushes painting the canvas of your life. And that painting is redrawn every morning when you open your eyes. So the first step is awareness. Ask yourself, what am I focusing on today? If your answer is fear, your mind will try to protect you, but it won't let you move forward. If your answer is hope, faith, or vision, then your mind begins to create with you. Because the mind is an energy source waiting to be directed. And when you give it focus, the power to reshape reality is unleashed. Every morning, take just 3 minutes. Sit quietly, close your eyes, and ask yourself, what kind of life do I want? See yourself living that life in your mind. Touch that image, feel its scent, live that emotion. Because this is where the line between the brain and reality dissolves. The brain believes what you imagine is real and moves you in that direction. This isn't magic, it's biology. The brain marks repeated thoughts as priorities. So the more you think about a goal, the faster you begin to notice the opportunities related to it. You call it luck. Science calls it neural connection. But be careful, guiding the mind isn't just about thinking positively. Shaping reality means taking responsibility. It's becoming aware of the impact of your thoughts, your words, and your actions. It's accepting that everything begins with you. One day, when you wake up questioning the meaning of your life, your mind is quietly whispering, "You can't build a new future with your old thoughts." And that moment is the beginning of change. Give yourself permission. Organize your thoughts, choose your words carefully, and set your focus consciously. And remember, this isn't just a motivational quote. This is how the universe truly works. When you change the vibration of your mind, you change the vibration of your world. Today, make just one decision. You will no longer build your reality by chance, but with awareness. Because the mind is not a passive passenger, it's the captain of your life. And when you set the right course, everything changes. This is your beginning. A new mind, a new reality. And maybe today, you've just thought the very thought that will change the rest of your life. Now think about it. Today, you can make a choice. You can either keep living with the same thoughts, or you can open the door to change. If your choice is the second one, subscribe, because this isn't just a channel, it's a new beginning.